Hey there, Wargamers. Austin here from Brush for Hire with another product review video. And today we're going to talk about the most recent digital edition book that Games Workshop has come out with, which is Kill Team. This is not a new concept for 40K. In fact, it's been around, I think, for at least 2 or 3 generations before this, or editions rather. But I'm very glad to see them adding something that is actually worth anything in their digital download section. And I say worth anything just because it seems that a lot of the stuff that's even usable in game terms is more expensive, or at least as expensive as the physical copy that you could pick up in your local game store. Whereas this is new content, and I don't believe it's printed anywhere as of yet. I don't think it was in a White Dwarf or anything. This is actually pretty long a supplement. It's 94 pages, and with the exception of, let's see here, page, looks like page 11 out of 94 is the last page of fluff, and everything past that is rules. And the way that the book is laid out, you start building your team. You've got your new force organization chart, which actually is pretty limited, and it should be, because it's a kill team. You're not going to be bringing dreadnoughts to a kill team usually. Well, you could, because some of them are elites. Essentially, your new force organization is 0 to 2 troops, 0 to 1 elite, and 0 to 1 fast attack. And there's some special exceptions to that. Essentially, let's see here. There's a few about having no flyers, and something about combined armor value of any vehicles that you take can't exceed 33. And certain hull point threshold, you can't take things over a certain hull point threshold. So it does choke down the possibility of what you're going to be taking. So you go to play a kill team game, and you're not going to be flying, you're not going to be battling against a whole bunch of Necron flyers or Heldrakes. So then, because you're not going to really be taking a warlord in this, you have a new idea, which is just your leader. I don't know if it's necessarily new, but it's different from normal vanilla 40K right now in 6th edition, so I'm just going to call it new. You have a different sort of warlord trait table that you, it's just a leader trait table, I guess that makes sense. And each one allows you to do something different. You can add special abilities, special rules to some of your troops. And as before, each model is its own unit now. So a lot of the special abilities that are really awesome to have on an independent character, where they join a squad and they all get it, you look at it and you're like, oh man, sweet, and then you're like, oh wait, each model is a different unit. You can't ever join 2 models together as a single unit, so no independent characters joining up with another model to make a two-man group. And then you have what are called specialists. And I believe that you can take up to 3 of them, assign some of the universal special rules from the 40K rulebook, which they actually have all listed here. It's really great. They have, it's not just referencing the 40K rulebook. If you have this copy of the ebook, you have all the rules, and some stipulations that augment the normal 40K versions to allow it to be a little more balanced, which is not something that you see or hear said very much these days about any of the Games Workshop's properties. I know that a lot of people are still pretty sore about the last releases that just came out, specifically Escalation allowing for super heavies in normal 40K games. So we've got a handful of redefined special rules, and then you've got some other things that are specifically for the kill team rules as well. Mostly just reiterating the point that each man is his own unit. Clarify some of the transport rules for transport vehicles. Oh, flippy dippy there. Okay, and you can't bring in more stuff. So unless you're outflanking, you can't have stuff left in reserve. It's all got to be on the table at the beginning of the game. It does also have a handful of codex exceptions, clarifying how things work, like the Necron reanimation protocols. Because they're their own unit, it would basically leave that completely useless, because before you had to be not the last guy in the unit to die. There still had to be some surviving members of your unit for you to actually successfully use reanimation protocols. But they clarify that, and some of the stuff for Warp Storm for Chaos Demons, and let's see here, some of the champion special rules with Chaos that make you have to challenge. That's a little bit different now. Some secondary objectives, and then a handful of new scenarios to cut your teeth on this new format with. But it's really well laid out. It's only $12, I think, in the iTunes ebook store, and it's an ebook, not an iBook. Ebook being, I think, compatible with lots of devices, not just the iPad and the iPhone and all that good stuff. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe the ebook stuff can be loaded onto a Kindle or a Nook or other reader devices. So, in my opinion, worth it if you've already got tons of 40K stuff, or you just want a reason to put together a handful of models from an army that you don't already own. This is a perfect reason to do this. And though early on in my 40K career, this type of gameplay was anathema to me. I always wanted to see hordes of models slamming against each other, but as I've progressed, I've realized that I have more fun when I can play more games, and the way to play more games is to play short games. And usually the way to play short games is to find games that have low model count. And this is a perfect example of this. This is also played on a 4x4 table, so for all of you War Machine Hordes players out there, they've already got a bunch of 4x4 tables and just want to pick up a handful, maybe just a box of Marines. You could put together a 200-point list for Kill Team and go at it with all of your 40K friends if you're trying to find a way to break in. Yeah, I really think that this is going to be a very cool, very refreshing take on 40K. It's not going to really wear me down, and I think that you should take a look at it. I know that $12 for essentially a lot of the same rules, just with a few tweaks, may seem like a lot, but I think that the overall effect is that you're going to have a lot more interesting tactical play. For those of you who play things like Infinity or the new Dead Zone game, this is the type of thing that I think that gamers are really leaning towards now, where you can really spend a lot of time creating and painting your own very custom, very cool looking small strike team, and then take them into battle instead of laboring for months over 400 orcs. So I definitely recommend it, and let me know what you think of it. If you've already got a copy of it, I'd love to hear your opinions on it. Maybe I've judged it too favorably, and maybe there's some glaring things that I haven't picked up on yet because I haven't actually tried out the game yet. I've just read through all the rules. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, happy wargaming.